All right, let's start. First of all, thank you for taking the time to join today's meeting. Let me share with you my screen. Just a sec. Okay. Can you see my screen? Good. All right. So why I can't? Here we go. So first of all, my name is Sasha. That's me in the photo. I'm an English teacher, KazAELT coordinator in Actau, and now I'm the head of inclusive practices and special education needs. I also have a master's degree in philosophy where I studied inclusion a lot, among other things. So this winter, KazAELT ran inclusion programs in different cities of our country, and I was a coordinator of this program in Actau. And that participation turned into something big, good, and useful. And I was so happy to see that people were interested in topic. And my story at English Practices and Special Education Needs didn't begin well. Because when I first graduated from university, I had girls with dyslexia, and I didn't know how to help them. And the other teachers, they didn't know either. And I read a lot of information on the internet and sometimes opposite information. And those twins girls, just a sec, sorry. That's like that. And those twins girls, they were not really happy about it. And I could understand them. They were like my human guinea pigs. So that isn't my idea of heaven when I can't be able to help. And that is my main majority to be here. I have a secondary benefit. I'm inspired by kind people, like, for example, Asiya, the founder of our association, or Bastan Hayat, the president. And I like to be like them. And I believe that this special interest group will make this world a better place. So let's make this webinar interactive. Your input is very valuable. Please, more passion, more energy, more footwork. Now I want you to tell us about yourself. Please tell us about your name, background, and your main reason for joining this special interest group. So probably, Tamara, let's start with you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tamara. I'm a primary school English teacher, and the reason I joined, well, because it's interesting, and I think earlier people, or vice versa, now people think like there are a lot of learners with inclusion, hyperactive, or with ADHD. When we were school children, we didn't have them. So I want to know the reason of these changes. Is it we who started noticing the difference, or there are some ecological and other reasons for this, or in the past, this people with ADHD and students with ADHD and other peculiarities, they were just considered to be weird or misbehaving. So I hope you will answer my question in one of the sessions, or by the end of the year, I will understand it myself.
Right, absolutely right. Thank you. Yes, it's a great idea because a lot of people think, is it because of TikTok, for example, or these people were just not really visible. All right, thank you. Maybe someone else like to introduce themselves. If you can speak, for example, you can text, or I can say, Ainur, hello.
Okay, hello. My name is Ainur. I work as a teacher in secondary school. I'm interested in inclusive education because the number of students with inclusive education is increasing, And my field of research at school related to inclusive education, especially dyslexia and dysgraphia. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much for organizing such kind of session. Yeah, lessons. Thank you.
Thank you, Ainur. All right. Do we have anyone else who'd like to join?
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
My name is Adina, and I'm currently teaching English at university, but still I'm interested in inclusive education because it's a very, very important topic nowadays. And I hope that these sessions will be very, very helpful for me to be available to work further with such kind of people who need special, how to say, can we say treatment, special methods,
Educational
special,
needs, yeah.
yeah, educational needs. So
Yeah.
hopefully I will be able to be more qualified to work with them. Thank you for like organizing yes such kind of informative webinars or workshops.
Thank you, Adina. All right. Well, Alfira, Madina, maybe you also like to say some words?
Okay, good evening, dear ladies. I'm Madina. I am from Uskümen, East Kazakhstan. And nowadays, every student is unique and individual. And I want to know how to support inclusive students and how to create an inclusive classroom. And I want to know some special techniques, how to work with inclusive students. I want to wish good luck
Thank
for
you.
all of us.
Right. Yes. Thank you so much. Well, Alfira, nice to see you. What about you? Yes.
Second. Hello, my name is Elfira. I'm from Almaty. I have a story, my own story with inclusive education, because I have a son. He has got ADHD, and I have a long story. I can talk a lot about this, but maybe later I can share with it. And I want to support him, to help him, and not only him, to make the education more easy for him. And I noticed that some of my students has such kind of symptoms, and I want to dive into this topic and to be like professional in this area. Maybe later I will participate some kind of high-level education. I have a dream, and that's why I just started this course with you. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
Yes, likewise. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you for your ideas. And now, please, can you use your phone camera or the link that I'm going to send you in a chat? And just a sec, let me do that. Okay, there are some problems with the link, but I hope that there is no difficulties with QR code. Let me try to do it again. Okay, now it should work. So let's do like that. And please type your interest, specific interest in our topic. And everything you type here will be used in the future when I prepare webinars. So your wishes and interests are important. I've heard a lot about dyslexia or about ADHD, but maybe we have some more specific interest. So let's find out about them. Hello, Janar. Nice to see you. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi. Janar, especially for you, I'll copy this link again. You need to open it and type some your specific interest into the special interest group. Okay, just word or two. Okay. I'm not sure is the link was correct because I can't see any answers there. Yay, good. All right, perfect. Let's take a look. Dyslexia, methods. ADHD, yes. Differentiation. Tools, yes, that is important. Okay. Fine. Yes, parents, that's, I guess, the most interesting part. Yeah. Okay, thank you for your ideas. And we are definitely going to discuss all these things with you. Now, let's go back to the presentation. And I have a question for everyone. What is it, inclusion? How do you understand it?
Everyone has the same rights.
Okay, thank you.
I think inclusive education students who needs special teaching, special methods. What else?
Yes, it's my
Students with special educations. Yes, yeah.
right. Okay, anything else?
Sometimes I think that a teacher can make a special task or special exercise because some can't read carefully as fast as the others. So like some individual approach to a student, and it can't be like just an exercise. It also must, I think, should be an attitude to this kid, and sometimes it can be the attitude of other kids to this special student, because it can be the children can be rough, and sometimes it's like our society can't apply this kid, or it must be like this. The education is equal for everybody, but if you have just the special needs, you should have a tutor or someone to help you.
Thank you for your answer. Yes, I fully agree. Anyone else? Okay, so let's take a look. Of course, it's all things that you discussed before. It's about rights, it's about some special tools and approaches, and it is not simply integrating students with special education needs. It's about adapting different teaching methods, materials, and school culture to ensure that every student feel valued and supported. So let's talk with you about our objectives. First of all, it's advanced inclusive education. It's of course about practice, strategies, research, or making classroom and learning experience accessible to all learners. Second one, it's build a strong community. And of course, it's about networking. So it's to bring together educators and professionals who are passionate about inclusion. And number three, it's provide professional development. So it's about publication, conferences, opportunity for you to be a speaker. Once a month, we will have online webinars where I'm going to invite different experts in different areas, fields, and they're going to share with us their knowledges and experience. What is important here? Firstly, if you have a wish to hear a particular speaker, please text me and I'll try to organize it. Secondly, if you have some knowledge you want to share with us, please, that's even better. Text me and we will give you the opportunity to speak. So probably now I think we might do with you some engaging task. Let's take a look. I want that you work together in breakout rooms. And you should discuss these sentences in your Zoom chat. You should tell if the sentences are myth or fact. Try to explain your ideas, and you have about 5 minutes to complete this task with your partner. Let me copy these sentences to your chat box. Okay, can you see them? Great. All right, so 5 minutes, let's go. Okay. Do you have
She said that she sent it to chat, but I can't find it.
Oh, now
yes.
we see. Thank you.
Mhm.
Kids with special education needs, they just need some kind of support. They can learn faster, but they struggled with some kind of exercises. But sometimes they really need help, especially with reading or maybe writing. That's why I think it depends on situation, and teacher must be the leader in that case. What do you think?
I think inclusive classrooms may harm students without special education needs if the teacher is not a professional and can't deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
If the teacher is the person who has some knowledge how to work with everyone, I think it wouldn't be a problem.
Mm-hmm. Agree. Mm-hmm. Okay. Children with dyslexia are just too lazy to learn to read. Totally disagree, because I have
Yeah.
my own experience. They can't. They will be happy to read, but they can't do it because their eyes are not like us. There's
I guess it's true. And children,
Yeah, it's true.
Sorry, I can't opportunity to speak. Yeah,
oh, okay,
sorry. Okay, yeah. Just
we get it.
I hear you.
Okay, how's your group? Do you have any problems?
No,
No.
we
Okay,
don't. We're thinking. So the last one.
Yes, we're going to finish. Children with Down syndrome cannot be educated in regular school. I
I'm not
think it's
sure.
true.
Yeah, sounds like
Mhm.
they have special needs. But maybe if the regular school has inclusive classes,
Yes, or correction
yeah,
classes. Yes.
like that, it could be possible. But still, they are those types of the types of children who really need special treatment, special education. Yeah.
And I haven't seen any students with Down
Don't.
syndrome
Yeah.
in our school.
Probably they are having the home education.
Mm-hmm.
How we can understand SEN?
All right. SEN, it means special
Students with
education needs.
yes.
Okay. I got
In
it.
which
Thank you.
question you are? Sorry. In which question you are?
I guess we completed all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have some doubts, you might discuss them together because we
Нет,
have
сама садись после этого уже. Нет, сама садись.
all right.
Okay. Mazina is having fun.
Right. Well, Adina and Madina, were you agree with each other, or there were some controversial, ambiguous questions where you had some doubts?
I guess we agreed, yeah, in most
Yeah,
of the statements.
All right. Well,
we didn't have contribution.
Yeah.
okay. So probably you are very good at it, and you might be our next speakers. Well, let's go back then into this case.
Okay.
All right, welcome, welcome. So now let's discuss with you these myth or facts together. So let's start probably with you, Alpira. Please read the first one and tell us, is it true, is it fact or myth, and why?
Okay, inclusive classroom harm students without special education needs by slowing down their progress. It depends. So I think it depends firstly from the teacher. Teacher should be a professional in his area, and teacher should be patient and sometimes rude, because sometimes you should pick up and do the best. But it depends. I think so, like this.
All right. So yes, teacher is very important. Yes, knowledge, experience, methodology. But actually, this is a myth because it develops tolerance, empathy, and communication and cooperation skills. So it's benefits for all students. Let's take a look. The next one, Tamara, what do you think? Is it true? Is it myth or fact?
It's a myth. It's
Right.
not about being lazy. It's about like the way they see the letters while they're reading.
Right. Yeah. So it's not a big problem, and I guess everyone know about that. Let's take a look the next one. Adina, could you please explain?
Only specialists can work with children with special educational needs. I guess it could be a myth also because if we talk about ourselves, we are not really a speech therapist or special tutors that work in the medical sphere, but still we are teaching. If we have special like qualification, like inclusive educational courses, like such kind of things, we may work, but still we are not really professional from the beginning of our path in this here. Like, yeah, it's a myth basically.
Right. Yes.
Point, yeah.
It's a myth because specialists, of course, they have an important role to play, but all teachers can support students with special education needs by using some inclusive practices and working in partnership with specialists. And there is a very funny story when we had this inclusion program in Actao. Some teachers asked me about dyslexia, and I told them about the last webinar that Tamara launched us. It was about reading, and it was about all these pictures with pronunciation, explanations, like we need to show it, we need to maybe touch it sometimes. So yes, even teachers from school, they can help students with special education needs if they know how to explain how to use some special tools. All right. Well, please, Madina, the next one, it's for you.
Okay. Students with autism have difficulty socializing, but that doesn't mean they don't want to be friends. It's fact.
That is a fact. Well,
Yeah.
they might have some difficulties, but they
Yes.
also want to communicate with other people. All right. Well, please, Tamara.
If a student with special education need isn't doing well, it's best to just we finished on the previous question, so I have to think about it now. It might be helpful, but I think it's a myth.
Why?
Because then some students may fake it, and you have to find a way to not to force, but to encourage them continue the task, or maybe provide some differentiated thing.
Yeah. Absolutely right. Yes, you might adapt some tasks for special education needs. Right. Okay. And please, Adina, the next one.
Inclusion is not possible without expensive technology. It's a myth. I guess.
Yes. Any ideas why? Okay. Well, it might works with simple strategies and adaptations again, so it's doesn't require some financial investment, expensive financial investment. Okay, Madina, please.
Using visual cues helps all students, not just those with SEN. It's fact.
Right. Any comment?
Because using visual cues helps all students.
Yes, yes, absolutely right. So it might be helpful for everyone with for students with autism, dyslexia, ADHD, and for students just engage them into the process. All right. And do we have any volunteers who'd like to answer to this question?
Hello, I can.
Yes, please. Very good. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. All children with autism dislike touch and avoid eye contact. I guess it's a myth because I have heard, I have seen videos about people with autism, and I saw someone hugging their relatives. I don't know how do they act with other people, but I didn't see in real life, so I can't say.
Yes, that's absolutely true. Of course, some children they might indeed experience sensory sensitivity, but other they are quite comfortable with physical contact or eye contact. All right, thank you. And the last one, and again, do we have any volunteers here? Maybe Elfira?
I think it's a myth
Okay.
because everyone can be educated in regular school. I think that classmates can make the education better for the child with Down syndrome, and also the teacher and the parents, how the classmates will like how the classmates will be friendly and like be polite with that kid.
Right. Yes, and you are absolutely right. It's a myth. And of course, research shows that children with Down syndrome can succeed in regular schools with some right adaptations and support. All right, thank you so much. And now we are going to do with you some more activity. So in inclusive education, we often face some real life challenges that require some practical solution. So let's explore how we can address some common scenarios. You will have some problems in a Zoom chat. And with your partner, you are going to have about 5 minutes to discuss them and find the solution. Let me copy these problems into your Zoom chat, just a sec. All right. Oh, okay. Well, probably let's do like that. What is important? When you work in the rooms, please pay attention to your room number. You should discuss only that problems that has your room. So let me little bit swap you around. Like that and like that. Okay, let's go. You have 5 minutes. Be careful. Room 1 works with problems from room 1, room 2, no problems for room 2.
In the chat.
Okay.
So we are room number 1, yes?
But I
Yes.
can't find it in the chat.
Yes.
Oh, Miriam.
Hello.
So
Here is it.
sensory overload. A student with autism experiences sense.
Sorry, ladies, what about our conversation?
We are reading the questions. So how can tests and assessment methods be adapted to meet the needs of pupils with special education needs without lowering academic standards? So I was in a conference in Karaganda, and have you been there? Did you
No,
go there?
No, unfortunately.
Okay. I went to the session on special education needs. Site about students with dyslexia or dysgraphia. It was so simple. And I thought, like, why couldn't I think about it myself? So instead of making them write the answers as all the students on paper, we can give them laptops or iPads and they type it. And it was so like simple decision to this problem. So assessment might be done with laptops. So they type instead of writing. And with some autocorrection, it might help.
That actually can work, but still,
it can't. It will provide his eyes from the light.
Maybe we can also give a listening task. Listening is not so harmful, and they can do this task with the natural light. So I guess we can't
maybe give individual task that this student can do in his special zone.
It can be. Okay, what about number 2?
I guess that we don't have to think about number 2 because it was
not room number 2, the question number 2.
You have 2 problems.
Okay, 2 problems. So flexible assignments, you have a student in your class with motor difficulties who has difficulty writing by hand. How can you adapt assignments so he can do them equally with others?
Diagnose them and they don't get like special treatment, like some vitamins or some kind of pills, especially during spring and autumn seasons. And parents in Kazakhstan, they refuse to see the problem, even it's like very obvious. So I guess first we have to think about this and then explain parents that inclusive education is good because their child will be treated as the way he should be treated.
To have better results.
Yeah, it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's like just like if you can't dance, you don't dance. You play musical instrument, for example. And if the student can't write, we have to, and we are forcing him to write. Yeah, he can talk. Yeah.
Yeah, that actually, I guess that all parents should be. I don't know exactly how it can be possible, but still, they should be aware of different situations that the child may face during the educational process, and having conversation with them and saying that the results will be really better if they like concentrate a little bit on their child's oh my gosh, особенности.
Peculiarities. Yeah.
Yeah, peculiarities. That would be more effective than like hurting their feelings, hurting their I don't know. Even the desire for education will be weaker if the child is facing these kind of circumstances where his or her needs are not like
All right, welcome back. So I hope that your conversation was very useful. Let me share with you my screen. And let's start with room number 1. So, ladies, who's going to present your solution?
Maybe Alfira.
Okay, well, Alfira, please.
So with student without sorry with student with autism's experiences, we can advise to a teacher maybe to make the light more natural, maybe to close the windows next to that student. Maybe it can help to prevent the from the bright light. And about noise in the classroom, we think about maybe a special space for that student where he can sit during the maybe loud conversation or oral presentation, something like that, to avoid the stress and to like help him focus on the task. Or we also can make an individual task for him during the noisy, maybe oral conversations or group works to him. The second question is about a student with motor difficulties who has difficulty writing by hand. So we thought about the voice recordings to make the task to answer on the tests or questions with voice, with maybe phone recording, or using the keyboards to type the answers. Maybe to also, it can be an oral test, so the student won't have the stress during the writing. He can just present answers and to pass the test or whatever with oral presentation.
Yes, absolutely. I love them. And we have lots of tools that might help with problem number 2. So yeah, thank you. Well, room number 2, who is the chosen person into your room?
Maybe I know.
Probably we need a new selection. Maybe I know that it was Tamara, it was Ainur, and it was Adina. Gina, would you like to present the ideas?
Well, I can, but still, I guess Tamara has more to say.
Okay.
Yes. She shares.
Okay.
You better to continue. Thank you.
Actually, I will repeat the idea of the first group. For example, instead of using paper-based test, we can use computer-based, and it will help dyslexic children because there is an autocorrection and they can write better. Or even not to read the text, but to listen to this text. And in order not to put this child with special education need on spot, like imagine with high school children, it might be okay. They're more like aware of the situation in the world. But with young learners, imagine if everyone is writing a test and one child is typing, it would be a disaster. So we thought of maybe having 5 students every test typing and then they changed, but the student with the computer who actually needs it uses every test. And about feedback from parents, we talked about the situation in Kazakhstan that parents are ashamed or feeling maybe guilty or very bad, and they don't want to admit that their child has special education needs. And first of all, if they don't listen to the teachers and think that, oh, the teacher doesn't like our child, that's why she's saying like this, maybe we can find some groups of parents who can share their experience and tell that inclusive education is right for these children, and it will help them to understand better, learn better, be more confident, feel themselves, like increase their self-esteem, self-awareness, etc.
Thank you so much for your brilliant answer. And I guess that's all for today. I'd like to say thank you. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Or if you can't use your voice, you can text in Zoom chat. Yes, adaptation. So
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It was very interesting.
thank you. Well, if we don't have any questions, this meeting, it was introduction. Next meeting is going to be more useful because we are going to do some practical tasks, but first we are going to have some theory. So join and please be active. So that was a big pleasure to see you today.